What is going on, tech addicts? You're watching JayzTwoCents, and today we are going to take an in-depth look at the Google Nexus 7 7-inch tablet. This is the brand new 2013 HD model, so let's get started. Now before we get started, let me go ahead and be brutally honest and tell you the main reason why I bought this tablet to begin with. I own an iPad 4, we've got an iPad 1 for my daughter, my wife's got a Kindle Fire, and I'm just usually not a very big tablet person. I don't understand, for the most part, why people would like tablets, especially when our smartphones can do everything that a tablet can. But the reason why I got this, to be perfectly honest, was because I wanted to hook it up to my camera rig right here, which is part of my CES coverage equipment. It's gonna go on an arm, an articulating arm, and it's gonna, basically it's gonna attach kind of like this right here. So this is gonna be my field monitor for my camera rig. And the reason why I picked up a tablet for that is because for the most part, it is much, much cheaper to pick up an HD tablet than it is to get an HD 7-inch monitor for your, your field use on a rig like this. So I decided I would go ahead and give the tablet a shot, and I got the software hooked up to it, and it's absolutely amazing. It is really, really cool what you can do with it. But before I started messing around with the camera, I of course had to mess around with the tablet. And I found myself laying there way into the night just playing with Android, because even though I do have a Galaxy Samsung S3, I don't really use it too much. This is a company issued phone. I don't like carrying two phones, so I tend to carry my personal phone everywhere I go, and this tends to sit at home most of the time. In fact, I think right now it might even be dead. Let's see. Oh, it turned on, but anyway. But guys, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the Nexus 7, the 2013 HD model. It's the second generation Nexus 7 tablet, and I went ahead and went with the Nexus because it is stock, and the phone booted up. Wait for the Verizon tone. But this is a second generation Nexus 7 tablet. It's made by ASUS. It's a 16 gigabyte model. It's a Wi-Fi only, and it is an HD screen. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at this device. Let's compare it size-wise to my iPhone 5 and my Galaxy S3 so you can see just how small the 7-inch tablet really is, but yet giving you what feels like this huge viewable space. Let's go ahead and take a look at that up close and personal. Run the B-roll. Okay guys, let's go ahead and talk about specs on this bad boy. This thing is sporting a quad-core Snapdragon S4 processor. It's got a 1920 by 1200 megapixel camera, or that's a huge camera. A 1920 by 1200 screen, 323 pixels per inch. It's got a 1.5 gigahertz quad-core Snapdragon S4 Pro, as already mentioned, 2 gigabytes of RAM. This is a 16 gigabyte storage model, Wi-Fi only, and a 3950 milliamp battery. That is probably beating out some specs on your PCs, depending on what you've got. It definitely beats out some specs on the work PCs at my office, which is probably just sad to say. And when it comes to battery life, this thing is sitting at about 89% battery right now, and I've already been using it for a solid hour. Now, taking a look at the back of the tablet here, there's one thing I don't really like about this tablet, and I'm just going to go ahead and point out right now. I'm not a fan of the way that the power button, I don't know, just the feel of it. It feels kind of hard to push at times. It's not that big of a deal, I guess. That's just a personal preference of mine. But when it comes to physical buttons, this is it. There is the power button, and you have your rocker switch right here for your volume. And then you've got a microphone input right there. That's what that little hole is. You've got your camera right here on the back. I don't recall exactly what the megapixel rating is of this. I will put it up on the screen, probably post-processing. You've got a nice Nexus logo here. You've got the ASUS logo right there, and then you've got your speakers right here and your micro USB charger plug right there. On the front of the screen, there's really nothing to it. There are no physical buttons. You have your front-facing camera right here, and as well as your proximity sensor, and you've got your soft keys. Now the DSLR is just not going to be able to pick this up as sharp as I'm seeing it, so you're just going to have to kind of take my word for it. So when it comes to screen resolution, this guy here is packing 1920 by 1200. That's a 323 pixels per inch in this little screen. That's more resolution than my 27-inch desktop monitor has in this 7-inch package. So you can imagine just how sharp it is. Your eyes are not going to be able to pick up a single pixel. Like, no matter how hard I look at this, I cannot see any pixels in this whatsoever. Just put it into retrospect, the Nexus 7 compared to the Galaxy Note 8, the Galaxy Note has a 1280 by 800 and it's 189 pixels per inch. So when it comes to pixel density, you're definitely getting it. Now, one of the things I never liked about Android in the past, and I did own Android for 2 years before I ever owned a single iDevice, is the fact that I felt that the scrolling on it was always a little bit quirky, like kind of choppy or jittery. The first thing I'm noticing here is, just like the newer Android devices, I mean, the processor on this is so powerful that it is just, I mean, look how smooth this scrolls. I mean, it's probably not getting justice on the camera pickup here, but it is just as smooth as you could possibly ask for. I mean, this is beyond smooth. It definitely feels like the kind of device that you would probably use on a day-to-day basis. I've been sitting for hours. One of the things that really surprised me about this tablet is the fact that I am not a huge tablet user, and I found it very comfortable to hold this and sit on the couch or sit on the toilet or wherever you may be sitting. Maybe you're sitting on your brother's head or something. I don't know. I found it very comfortable to hold. I mean, one-handed. It's as you can see right here. It is very, very easy. It's comfortable. The problem I have with the iPad is the iPad is just too big, especially if you're looking at the 10-inch model, and even the iPad Mini is just way overpriced. I mean, this 16 gigabyte model is coming in at $229 US. For $229, the amount of power you get in this is just insane. And of course, you get all of the support of the Google Play Store. You got the Kindle Store. I mean, you've got so much going on here. And let's go ahead and load up some Hummer games. That's a whole different kind of video, guys. A whole different kind of videos. So let's go ahead and take a look here and see how the video plays. This is the first time I played a video on this, so it has not pre-rendered. It looks like it played SD, a standard def here. I'm not sure if it's going to switch on us, but either way, the sound quality on this is really good. The speakers are a little bit small, they are on the back. Hey, look at that, you can see the camera and the mic. Hello! But we are playing some Hunger Games here. I don't want to get in trouble, so let's go ahead and fast forward here a little bit and see what we got. See how fast it can seek. Now the camera doesn't pick it up as sharp as it is in real life. I mean, with that kind of pixel density, you can just imagine how sharp it actually is. Let's go ahead and go home here. So let's see, how fast can this thing load up various apps? I don't know, let's go ahead and load up a Vine. See, that popped right up. The eBay app. I mean, you can see this thing is just very snappy. I don't have anything in any of the other pages though. But let's go ahead and do a Google search. How do I get to Walmart? Because I'm a cheap bastard, you know. Hey, look at that. It found a Walmart right there. What is the cruising speed of a laden swallow? And there's a Google search. This is actually very snappy. This feels faster than Siri. How many kilograms is 1 pound?
1 pound is 0.45 kilograms.
Look at that. What is the euro to US dollar conversion rate?
1 euro equals 1.34 US dollars.
Wow. Okay. How long does it take to swim across the Atlantic Ocean? Look at that. It does a Google search for things it doesn't know. So I've never really used any of the Google Talk stuff, the Google Speak. I don't even remember what it's called. This stuff was all in beta the last time I had an Android device. Let's see here. Tell me a joke. And it brings up jokes. So it's not quite as intuitive as Siri when it comes to, you know, funny stuff, but it definitely is navigate me to the nearest Walmart. That's right, it brings up the most recent one there. When was Disneyland opened?
Disneyland opened in 1955.
Wow. How many people visit Disneyland each year? And there you go, it brings up ask.com. Ask, not ask.com. Again, people, different site entirely. My God. Okay, Pandora here. Let's go ahead and see what we've got. How fast does it open up and stream some Pandora? I don't want to register. All right, let's screw that. Of course, you've got your task manager. You know, what Android device wouldn't have a task manager on there? Okay, so let's go ahead and check out a game on here. Zombie World is a free game. I downloaded off the Play Store. It's one of the things I like about Android is there's a lot of indie developers out there making games for the Android device, and they're not nearly as expensive as iOS games sometimes. Okay. We'll do easy because I'm a noob. What have we got here? Got easy. Come on, zombies! You are gonna get here! The zombies are dying! We'll get the zombies! Screw you, zombies! Bring out the big bomb! Want the bomb? Bring out the bomb! Oh! Screw you, stupid zombies! Alright, so as you can see, that was nice and smooth. I mean, you see how fast that loaded up. But, you know, as I mentioned, one of the reasons why I got this specifically was because I wanted to be able to control my DSLR with it. And that's exactly what I can do with this app right here called DSLR Controller. Now let's go ahead and talk about whether or not this device is worth your $229. There are a lot of tablets out there. I mean, you've got the Galaxy Tab 3 that's out, you've got the Note, you've got the Nexus here, the Nexus 7 FHD 2013. Don't confuse it with the first gen Nexus. The first gen does not have a rear-facing camera like this one does right here. I had originally bought the Nexus Tab 2 because it was $169. But I went ahead and I polled you guys on Twitter and asked if you felt that I had made a good choice. Many of you said that you felt that I should return it and get the Nexus 7. And when I compared the specs and the price difference of $60, it definitely was worth it to go with the Nexus 7. Now I don't have any direct comparison of this with the Tab 2, the Galaxy Tab 2, because I never opened the Galaxy Tab 2. It didn't have a rear-facing camera, it had a low-resolution screen versus this. I think this was definitely a no-brainer. So if you're looking for a strong tablet that's not going to break the bank, has great battery life, has a great screen, it's fast as you can see, gaming on it is certainly easy. I mean, everything you do on here is just super snappy. I mean, it is just so fast. I have absolutely no complaints whatsoever with this device. The touch on it is pretty good as long as your fingers aren't really oily. When the screen starts to get dirty, the touch on it gets a little bit finicky. It's not too bad. I had to reboot it earlier because I had been running it for so long. I think it had a memory leak and the screen wasn't responding as much, but a reboot fixed all of that. But if you've been around Android long enough, you know reboots are definitely necessary sometimes. It does not have a removable battery, so there is no expanded battery options. But all in all, for $229, I feel that this tablet is just as good, if not better, than the iPad mini, which would be its rival in the same form factor, the 7-inch screen, for half the price. It's really getting difficult honestly, it's really getting difficult to have any sort of justification to have an Apple product when the pricing of this is what it is. I mean, this is half the cost of a 16GB iPad mini Wi-Fi only. I don't know why you wouldn't want to go with something like this for that kind of price. I'm definitely going to approve this device as a Jay's buy. I've never done anything like that. I'm not going to start doing ratings on products, but this is certainly a Jay's buy because I bought it. I'm going to keep it. And as I mentioned earlier, you guys are going to see it attached to this rig, getting all kinds of extra use, especially when it comes to CES, and almost knocked myself out with this thing. Okay guys, I'm gonna get on out of here. Make sure you're following on Twitter. I do a lot of fun stuff up there. Go to the Facebook page. All the stuff you need to know is down in the description underneath this video, unless YouTube decides to do a layout change, throw it above the video or next to the video, or get rid of it altogether. I don't even know. But guys, as always, thanks for watching. Please hit that subscribe button if you like what you've seen today and you're not subscribed. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you didn't, hit the dislike button. Hit it a couple of times if you didn't like this video. It's fine with me. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Till then, I'm gonna go play my tablets.